Three Gorges Dam, the biggest dam ever built. What some call the eighth wonder of the world, was just completed last year here in China. The dam was built to generate a clean form of power and protect millions of people who live downstream of the dam on the mighty Yangtze. Upstream, however, the water rose an astonishing 510 feet and is due to rise another 60 feet, submerging 1,300 villages, 300 towns, and 12 full-size cities, and in the process displacing 1.5 million people. The water's already risen 156 meters, which comes out to about 510 feet. And signs of the water's rise are everywhere. New cities and towns, built literally from scratch, above the 175 line, are all fortified with embankments around them, and old ones, with demolished homes, and even entire sections of the low-lying parts, completely demolished. Along the way, we see massive ocean-faring ships that now roam the gorges, carrying goods from the rapidly developing industrial city of Chongqing in central China. Before the dam, the gorges were too shallow and choppy for large ships to sail. But now that the water has risen, our captain tells us that even a small child can navigate these calm waters. A few hours later, on a short rickshaw ride along the cliffs, we get to this old village. Some people still live here, but only at the very top of the village. Everyone who could make it out did.
Although it's sentimental for me to come here, I think I'm very happy that we were moved to a new town and live in a modern home, which later allowed me to go to university and get an education. So definitely me and my family benefited greatly because of the dam project.
Not too far from where we were, we find somebody who wasn't as lucky as my student.
People moved out of here to that new town and this new town, but I couldn't leave because I didn't get proper compensation for my house. Because I wasn't a farmer, so I didn't fit into the criteria the government set. All I got was 200 rand for moving expense and 100 rand per month. What does that do? And what can I do now in my old age? Start a new life?
5 hours later, we reach a new city of Wushan. With a population of 300,000 people, the city was the biggest of the 12 cities that were moved up to higher elevation. The original Wushan was centuries old, but the new one is only 6 years old. Not too far from the dock, we see some of the demolition of the old city still going on. Workers are breaking up buildings that were at the top of the old city, are now at the bottom of the new one. They're tearing buildings literally, brick by brick, as they did with the rest of the city, and taking the bricks to be used for another building at higher grounds. Virtually everybody in this new city was resettled from the old city. So we decided to ask our taxi driver what the resettlement process was like for him.
I was actually lucky because my house had a bad location in the old town. But when we got resettled in the new town, my home had a much better location. But most other people wasn't as lucky as I was.
After wandering around town for a while, we find a hostel. Sure enough, our hostel owner was also resettled. So we asked her how her life changed because of this dam project.
My family's home was down there on top of a hill, but the hill itself was flattened before the water submerged it. The house had a field with it too, just down there, near where the port is now. Although life is more hygienic now, I think in other respects our lives got worse because we didn't get that much compensation from the government, and we lost the little livestock business that we had. My husband had to sell his truck, and he now has to work for someone so we could buy this little hostel that we now live in and live off.
Despite all the costs of this dam, many Chinese believe it's a symbol of their country's return to glory and a testament to the greatness of modern Chinese civilization. And nothing will get in the way of China's one-way ticket to modernization. Not its environment, and certainly not its people, whom for better or for worse, bear much of their country's growing pains.